Hi family, thanks for watching. So this is beekeeping journal entry number 104 for June 14th. This entry is probably going to be a short one. In fact, I'm doing it in my bedroom because it's too hot outside to be doing this. So depending on how good my mic is, you may hear the family in the living room. But basically, we had some friends over who are interested in beekeeping to show off the hives, and we were kind of shocked and surprised by what we saw in every hive. Now, at the end of May, we did have a heat wave with abnormally high temperatures for about 3 days, the last weekend of May. And we are thinking that may be the reasoning for why we were disappointed in what we saw in the hives during this inspection. So as always, before getting started, I had checked in front of the hives and saw nothing abnormal. I saw lots of high traffic. In fact, I had been witnessing too much traffic, and it looked like the bees were doing their typical defensive dance when they're being robbed. I went ahead and bought some robber screens to put up during this inspection as well. The idea behind the robber screens is that they still allow the airflow through, unlike your traditional reducers, but they still limit the entrance so that the bees can guard their homes a little better. So as I mentioned, we had a couple friends come out and do this inspection with us, which was kind of disappointing because we had something wrong with every hive. So I jumped straight into the new yellow top nuke and didn't see the queen, but I also didn't see any signs of queen cups or recently chewed through queen cups. I didn't see any signs of eggs. I didn't see any larvae or brood for that matter. I take it back. We saw some sporadic larvae, some sporadic brood, but we did see lots of honey in the nuke. And at first, we didn't think anything of it until we got into the other hives. Between 3 of us, we spent 4 hours looking at each box trying to find queens in green, yellow, and purple. But we never saw a queen. We didn't really see many eggs. I think in green hive, I saw 1 frame with maybe a handful of eggs, possibly. I didn't really see brood. There wasn't a good healthy laying pattern for any of these hives. I saw just a lot of honey and bee bread. In fact, a green hive had so much honey that we actually took away its supers and replaced it with an empty one because they had fully capped everything off. Back at the end of May, had added a 3rd super without doing any real inspection. And sure enough, they had filled up everything. So we took 2 away and gave them an extra empty one so that they could have more space to bring in more honey. I was happy to see honey being put in the flow hive on top of yellow hive. So that was a small win. Now the only exception was new blue nuke top that I went ahead and transferred to its own 10 frame box. It is now forest hive. I actually saw the queen on that hive straight away. She was unmarked, so I went ahead and marked her, and she's a big one. I was really kind of shocked at how big of a queen she is. And that was the only hive we still saw brood being laid. We still saw some signs of eggs. I did see these bees with stuff on their bottoms. I was wondering if they were just freshly hatched. It was quite curious to see. So God forbid something should go wrong with the other 4 hives, that hopefully at least one of them will survive the winter. I decided at the end of the inspection to just leave the hives alone as they were. Maybe after a month has passed, we'll go back in and see if they kind of corrected themselves. Maybe the queens were just hiding. Maybe they have slowed down on the laying pattern because of the heat. My only concern with that though is the heat doesn't show any sign of letting up in the near future, only getting worse. I did speak with our bee mentor who just lives 5 miles up the hill that way, and she had expressed a similar observation. Now, we live too far apart for it to be a commercial sprayer or something that got to our hives and knocked them out. On top of which, there was no reduction in the population, so I don't suspect that was the issue. I don't think it could be mites. because we've been treating them this whole time, although we did try a new treatment this go around. So maybe that'll be my focus during the next inspection, is to do a mite count. I'm a little nervous about them, but I don't want to really be doing much right now. I just want to let them be and kind of correct themselves. Overall, we did have fun with our friends showing off the hive, although I feel like we didn't get to show them anything kind of useful because there was just problem after problem. But we did get to harvest the honey right away, which was really nice, having an extra set of hands doing that. And maybe all this worry will be for naught. But if you have seen something like this, for some reason the queen just stops laying eggs, let us know how that turns out. Is there anything we should be keeping an eye out for? And for anything else that could be causing this. Hope for us for the future that everything turns out to be for naught. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll keep you apprised of our journey as it goes.